All right, we'll get this meeting started. Today is Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. The regular school board meeting is called to order, and the invocation is by Mr. Clyde DePlantis III in District 11, plus the Pledge of Allegiance.
Who's that? Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight requesting your wisdom, guidance, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions that will affect the faculty, staff, students, and all stakeholders of Lafourche Parish School District. May we always remember that everything we do in our capacity here tonight, Lord God, is for the greater glory of you and the service of humanity. We ask this all in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Superintendent, how about the roll call?
Ms. Babbitt?
Here.
Ms. Bell? Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Ms. Fertitta?
Here.
Mr. Boudery? Here. Dr. Guillaume? Ms. Bourgeois? Ms. Robichaud?
Here.
Mr. Schwest? Mr. Blazon? Here. Mr. Duplantis? Here. Mr. Lafont?
Here.
Mr. Orchard? Mr. Bernard? Here. Mr. Adams?
Here.
You have four.
And here is the most important part of this meeting tonight, the awards and recognition. Turn it over to you, Mr. Superintendent.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a very, very packed house tonight, and I'm going to be extraordinarily brief as a result. I want to get you out of here, but I don't want to do it without acknowledging what's really the coolest thing that we do all year long is recognize our kids at school with perfect scores on the LEAP test and those other accomplishments. Just recently, the state superintendent came to Lafourche Parish and recognized the parish for all of their hard work. But the truth is, I haven't taken a test in many, many years. The hard work and the accolades are absolutely owed to these children who have just done a remarkable job. So congratulations. Let's get started with a round of applause for all of the kids here tonight. And having said all that, let's begin. Ms. Hudson will begin.
All righty. So we're going to recognize our third graders at this time who had a perfect score of an 850 on the LEAP 2025 Spring 22 administration. So these are our third grade students. William DeMattis from Bayou Blue in ELA.
When your name is called, squeeze up here wherever you are.
All right. Isabel Angeron from Bayou Blue. She's coming up with her glitter. Love it.
Congratulations. And look, it'll be difficult for everyone to get pictures. He's going to post all of these to both Facebook and our website, so you'll be able to have them.
Let me pull this back a little.
Yeah.
You're the man.
There you go. Now,
Give us a little bit more. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right.
Congratulations.
We have Knight LeBlanc, also from Bayou Blue. Owen Marcuson from Bayou Blue, or Marcuson. Alrighty, Jackson Perkle from Bayou Blue.
There we go.
Jackson, I just met. How you doing? Stand right here.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I got it now.
From Bayou Buff, Ava Landry. From BCA, we have Georgia Wang. We have Jax Ford. We do have Owen Markinson that is here from Bayou Blue, so Owen can come up. From Lockport Upper, we have Beau Savoy. He also scored a perfect score in both ELA and social studies.
Well, let me see that name on that flag, that we all know exactly who you are when I post. There you go, thank you.
Pierce Barrett.
See that name here? There you go.
There we go.
All right, make my job a little easier. All right.
From Lockport Upper, Lily Vincent.
One, two, three.
From Raceland Upper, Maverick Griffin.
See the name? Watch your fingers. There we go.
All right, one, two, three. Awesome.
From St. Charles Elementary, William Danoff. Also from St. Charles Elementary, Farron Jones.
Congratulations. We can see the name.
There you go. All right.
Those are our third graders. Now we have our fourth grade students who will be recognized with a perfect score of 850. We have from Galliano Elementary School, Kirsten Hebert. From North LaRose, we have Parker Hebert.
Come on up, Parker.
Right here. There we go.
Congratulations.
Right here. Right there.
Get your fingers where you can see the name.
There we go. One, two, three. All right. Thank you.
From South LaRose, we have Caden Adams.
All right. One, two, three. All right.
All right, the next group of students are seventh graders who scored a perfect score in the LEAP test. First, we have Elise Rowe of Bayou Community Academy. Elise had a perfect score in English and science as well. Another BCA student with a perfect score in ELA, Bree Dempster. From Sixth Ward Middle School with the ELA perfect score, Miley Griffin. From Sixth Ward Middle School, ELA, Ella Molizon. And from Sixth Ward Middle School in ELA, Elise Tamplane.
We'd like to recognize Knight LeBlanc from Bayou Blue Elementary School.
Wait. Yeah, I see your name.
There we go, like that.
There. 1, 2, 3. Good job.
Now, these group of students took the 8th grade test last year. From the Rose Cutoff Middle School in ELA is Sonia Lee. From Lockport Middle School in ELA, Allie Orsamo. From Sixth Ward Middle School in ELA, Ella Alamo. From Sixth Ward Middle School in ELA, Peyton Claymore.
Oh, there's.
From Sixth Ward Middle School in ELA, Emily Granier. From Sixth Ward Middle School in ELA, Cullen Murillo. From Sixth Ward Middle School in ELA and Social Studies, Luke Omer.
Let's see your name. There you go. Go on. All right. Thank you.
From Bayou Blue Middle School in ELA, Rafe Flegel. From BCA and Social Studies. Oh,
Rafe's coming.
oh, I didn't see him.
Coming.
There you go. 1, 2. All right. Thank you.
From BCA and Social Studies, Jaden Wagsback.
All right. 1, let me see your name. There you go. 1, 2. All right.
From East Thibodeau Middle School in Social Studies, Oliver Wiley.
All right. 1, 2.
From Rose Cutoff Middle in Social Studies, Drew Como. From Sixth Ward Middle School in Social Studies, Ami Luke.
There you go.
From Sixth Ward Middle School in Algebra 1, Sixth Ward, Braden Arsenault. Also in Algebra 1 from Sixth Ward Middle School, Landon Arsenault. And from Sixth Ward Middle School in Algebra 1, Owen Dalat.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right, moving on to ninth grade leap. High school students from South Lafourche High School in English 1, Kobe Boudreau. From Thibodeau High School in English 1, Jacques Besson. From Thibodeau High School in English 1, Lily Bolello. From Thibodeau High in English 1, Carter Callahan. From Thibodeau High School in English 1, Emma Chanel. Okay, and from Thibodeau High School English 1, Josie Bignair. All right, we have a large group of students in Algebra 2 that made a perfect score.
It should be English.
English?
It should be English too.
Oh,
We don't get leap in algebra 2, so.
I'm just reading what's in the paper. I should know that.
Just like I with the
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, that doesn't even make any sense. All right, so English 2 from South Lafourche High School, J.C. Jarrow. From South Lafourche High School, Lauren Louvier. From South Lafourche High School, Julianne Nigel. From South Lafourche High School, McKenna Rodrigue. From South Lafourche High School, Ada Lee Vaughn. From South Lafourche High School, Isabella Verdon. From Citadel High School, Kendall Amity. From Citadel High School, Colin Bourgeois.
Good answer. This one and that.
From Citadel High School, Samaya Elashri. From Citadel High School, Haley Jackson. From Thibodeau High School, Sophie Noblock. And from Thibodeau High School, Emma Lambden.
Well, folks, it goes without saying that the accomplishments of these children are truly remarkable. In any year that this level of achievement is attained is remarkable. This year, every student receiving this tonight almost guaranteed was impacted in some way, some tremendous. Many not sleeping in their houses for days, weeks, and even months. And to see them rise to the challenge and not pass, but score a perfect score on what the state has given truly is remarkable. Thank you so much for what you do to support these kids. Thank you for sharing your children with us. And thank you for supporting the school system as we navigated, no doubt, the most difficult year of public education. So one last round of applause to these kids who just did. And we've got a really entertaining agenda if you all want to stick around. Otherwise, the city of Thibodeau has some fantastic restaurants that are waiting for you. Y'all have a great night. Jax, you don't want to run the meeting? You good?
That's what she wanted. She's a
Oh my God.
All right, Harold, quit discussing golf scores, Harold. Quit discussing golf scores.
Low golf score or high golf score?
Okay, we're gonna get started again. That was great recognition from the students, well deserved. And let us start with, number 3 on the agenda, the approval of board consent agenda. And if you don't mind, board, I will read all A through E, and then I will accept a motion after that, unless any of you would like me to stop as we go through these. Letter A, approval of board consent agenda items. B, minutes of regular board meeting held September 7th, 2022. C, minutes of board meeting in service held October 3rd, 2022. D, superintendent's quarterly report for the period July through September 2022. E, observance proclaimed by Lafourche Parish School Board Family Engagement Month in the state of Louisiana. National Principals Month, October 1 through 31st, 2022. National Custodial Work Recognition Day, October 2nd, 2022. Lafourche Parish Bus Safety, School Bus Operation, and School Bus Monitor Appreciation Week, October 17th through the 21st, 2022. With that said, can I have a motion? Ms. Petita, do we have a second? Barry, any discussion by the board? Any discussion by the public? That said, let us please vote. Okay, and see unanimous vote. Thank you, board. Let's go to number 4. Approval of policy and procedure committee recommendations as per meeting held September 21st, 2022. Valerie Bourgeois.
Thank you. Letter A, to approve revisions to policy GBDB, employment and retired personnel, GBRIB, sick leave, GBRID, military leave, GBN, dismissal of employees, IDDFA, Special Education Advisory Council, JBCE, Public School Choice, JGCE, Child Abuse, LEH, Patriotic Organizations, which is a new policy. I so move.
Do we have a second? Mr. Buttery. Any discussion by the board? We have a lot of different policies. Anybody concerned about any of those? Any discussion from the public? If not, let's please vote. And it's unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Bourgeois. Approval of insurance committee recommendations as per meeting held September 21st, 2022. Ms. Marion Petita.
A, to accept Emeritus as the dental and vision insurance carrier for 2023 as presented by Buddy Leday of Gallagher Benefits Services, Inc. So moved.
Do we have a second? Ms. Babin? Is there any comments from the board concerning this? Okay, dental and vision, the representatives will be addressing retirees and everyone else not retired. Okay, but they will be addressing concerns. Okay. And anything from the public? If not, let's vote. B minute. Oh, I'm sorry. And which we are. Let it read, please.
To accept the life insurance benefits for 2023 with Guardian as presented by Buddy Leday of Gallagher Benefit Services, Inc. So moved.
We have a second, please. Dr. Gay. Any comments from the board? Comments from the public? Please vote. And it's unanimous. Letter C, Mr. Stevens.
To approve the renewal of short-term and long-term disability for the 2022 with Cigna New York Life as presented by Buddy Leday of Gallagher Benefit Services, Inc. So moved.
We have a second. Bourgeois. Any comments from the board? Ms. Petit.
I would just like to thank Mr. Leday and the people that worked with him for getting these benefits for our employees. He made some changes, and they were definitely something that we needed to see. Thank you very much, Mr. Leday. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Any other comments from the board? Well, the day is back there, now's the chance. That's it. Okay. All right. Any comments from the public? Not, let's vote, please. And it is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. That said, let's go to number 6, approval of Finance Committee recommendations as per meeting held September 21st, 2022. Mr. Booth.
All right, item A, to approve President Ray Bernard and Superintendent Jared Martin to sign the 2021-22 Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire by adopting the Louisiana Compliance Questionnaire Resolution and to submit a copy of the questionnaire to LaPorte CPAs and Business Advisors, the board's independent auditor. So moved.
Do we have a second, Mr. LaFawn? Any comments from the board? This deals with the audit engagement compliance. It's just to let us all. Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Mr. Smith.
Can you speak up? You can't hear you back here.
I'm sorry. I will definitely do that. Thank you. Any comments from the public? If not, let's vote, please. And it's unanimous.
Item B, to approve the recommended changes to the Land and Facilities Manager's job description. So moved.
We have a second, Mr. Bourgeois. Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Not, let's vote, please. There's one guy who didn't vote. Guess who that was? Me. Okay. We got it this time. And it's unanimous. Thank you.
All right, item C, to approve employee stipend pay utilizing ESSER funding for the 2022-2023 fiscal year as presented by Ms. LaFawn, Artist Business Manager. So moved.
We have a second, please. This place on us. Any comments from the board? Ms. Babbitt.
I just want to say thank you to Mr. Chief and Mr. Martin. Anytime we can get, stipends to our employees, get more money in their hands, it's always a positive. That's always a great thing. Thank y'all very much.
Well said. Mr. Bootery.
I was just gonna ask Mr. Martin, maybe for the benefit of the public, to explain briefly what we're doing with that.
So, what would it be, 2 years ago, the COVID pandemic brought about federal stimulus dollars to local government agencies. The school board is in receipt of some of that money, and a large portion of that money was dedicated to learning loss, to summer school, to fighting COVID through all of the protocols we had to put in place, but we could also use some of it to address recruiting and retention of employees. And so this money is being put to that use. And so our employees this November and again this May will receive a stipend, both certificated and non-certificated, to both help us on the recruiting and retention front. Yes, ma'am. The support folks get 500 and 1,000 in the fall, and the 500 for support, 1,000 for certified, and in the spring it's exactly twice that for both certified and non-certified.
Any other questions for Superintendent Martin?
I just want to thank Superintendent because we had some part-time workers who deserve the same, and we included them. They weren't included. They wasn't included at first, but now they're included. And I just thank him and Miss Ortiz, and I thank him for listening to his employees, because I brought an employee to his office and he sat back and listened to him. You know, and he just, it was really good. It was a good meeting, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mrs. Thomas. Thank you. Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Let's vote on that item, please. Yeah, okay. All right, we're having a little problems. It is unanimous, however. All right, letter D, please.
All right, item D, to approve a request from Jimmy Ankalade, Federal Program Director, for supplement pay for the Parent and Family Engagement School Level Contact Personnel for Be Engaged activities. So moved.
Do we have a second, please, Ms. Tatum? Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public concerning this particular item? If not, let's vote, please. Unanimous.
Item
Ms.
E,
Bootery?
to approve advertisement proposals for E-rate wide area network and internet access service. So moved.
Do we have a second, please? Dr. Giat, any comments from the board? Comments from the public? Not, let's vote. Unanimous. Bootery?
Item F, to approve the request to advertise for formal proposals for access control and surveillance services. So moved.
Do we have a second, please? Mr. Adams? Any comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Vote, please. And it's unanimous.
Item G, to approve amendment number 1 to the professional services agreement between the Lafourche Parish School District and Ritter Consulting Engineers. So moved.
Do we have a second? Mr. Plaisance, any comments from the board? Comments from the public? Vote please. Unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Bouterie. Number 7, approval of land and facility management committee recommendations as per meeting held September 21st, 2022. Mr. Plaisance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A, to accept the change order request for 21 additional days to the contract due to inclement weather for the month of August 2022 at the new Thibodeau Middle School. So moved.
We have a second, please. Mr. Duplantis, do we have any comments from the board? Comments from the public? Let's vote, please. Unanimous. Letter B, Ms. Plaisance.
B, to approve the request from St. Mary's Nativity School, waiving the rental fees for the use of the Raceland Middle School gym for volleyball and basketball practices. So moved.
Second, please. Mr. Peter, comments from the board? Comments from the public? Vote, please. And it's unanimous. Plaisance.
C, to accept the change order for LCO Middle School to remove and replace all existing metal-covered wood fascia on the kitchen, cafeteria building, Building 3, and replace with new flush metal panels and plywood subframing, and to add 10 additional days to the contract for these changes. So moved.
Second, please, Ms. Bourgeois. Comments from the board? Public? Let's vote, please. Unanimous. Plaisance.
D, to accept the change order for 22 additional days due to a delay in delivery of the DINS deck material at South Lafourche High School. So moved.
Second, please. Dr. Guion. Any comments from the board? Comments from the public concerning this item? Not, let's vote, please.
It's unanimous.
It's unanimous, okay, good. All right, Ms. Plaisance.
E, to accept the low bid from TAC LLC in the amount of $1,380,000 for Hurricane Ida repairs to North LaRose Elementary School. So moved.
Adams, second. Any comments? Board? Public? Thank you. Let's vote, please. Okay. Looking at Ms. Babbitt for an agreement. Okay, good. It's unanimous. We're ready to go. Letter F.
F, to accept the low bid from Freetown Builders a base bid in the amount of $786,000, alternate number 1 in the amount of $3,178, and alternate number 2 in the amount of $33,705, for a total bid amount of $823,073 for the permanent repair of Golden Meadow Upper School. So moved.
Second, please. Mr. Fall, any comments from the board? Mr. Plazo.
Thanks, President. I'd just like to say one thing. It's finally good to see some real permanent fixes, some bids coming back. That means things are happening, and I think some positive things are going to come, and they're going to continue every meeting from here on out for the next year, probably plus. So, but it is good to see some permanent repairs being put on the table. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Plazo. Any other comments? Members of the public, please. Not as vote. And it is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Plazo. All right, with that said, let's look at number 8, new business. And we will start to receive a report on the 2022-2023 student enrollment figures for all LaFouche Parish Public Schools. Mr. Phillips.
President Bernard, Superintendent Martin, and members of the board, the minimum foundation program formula that was adopted by Bessie and approved by the legislature determines the cost of a minimum foundation program of education in all public elementary and secondary schools and helps to allocate the funds equitably to all school districts. The MFP is the largest source of revenue for the LaFouche Parish School Board and its general fund. After all required mandates are met, the LaFouche Parish School Board has the flexibility to spend the funding to meet the needs of its schools and its students. Because the MFP is directly tied to student enrollment, the LaFouche Parish School Board faces a challenge when there's a decline in the district student population. The Louisiana Department of Education obtains student enrollment counts twice during each fiscal year. The initial count of the student enrollment is submitted October 1st, and the second count is submitted on February 1st. Any fluctuation in the enrollment count from October 1st to February 1st requires a mid-year adjustment reflecting either an increase or decrease of MFP funding as determined by the changes in enrollment. The second count on February 1st is the count used to implement the MFP for the following fiscal year. You might consider that our money count. The current base per pupil amount in the MFP formula is $4,015. The unofficial October 1st, 2022 MFP student enrollment count is 13,123. This is a decrease of 566 students compared to the October 1st, 2021 official MFP student enrollment count, which was 13,689. Keep in mind that pre-K and other preschool children are not funded through the MFP formula. Our total student enrollment for October 1st, 2022 is 13,712, which is a decrease of 617 students from last year, October 1st total enrollment count of 14,329. The February 1st MFP count of 2022 was 13,234, which is a decrease of 455 students as of October 1st of 2022. The total enrollment count of February 1st, 2022 was 13,763, or a decrease of 51 students as of October 1st, 2022. So the counts compared to February, we didn't lose as many students as our counts compared to last year at this time. Please also note that the October 1st, 2022 student enrollment counts are not official until around November 18th, when the student information system data is due to be cleared up the errors. That concludes my report of the 2022 student enrollment count.
I thank you. Do we have a motion to accept that particular count? Is that just a report? Okay, you can't ask questions. Of course, okay. All right, Mr. Phillips, can Can we receive a breakdown of the population, increase and decrease per school? We don't need it now, but
Okay,
I wonder if you could send it to us in case our constituents would like to know.
I have that prepared.
You have that
I'll
prepared?
give that to you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Any other questions from, to Mr. Phillips? Okay, all right, if not, let's move on. To consider making an announcement of the intent of the board to call an election, Mr. Martin.
Yes, sir. If the board approves, we will call for an election in the spring, and once approved, I will read the announcement which is required by law.
That said, you're going to need a motion to that effect?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dr. Dion. Do we have a second? Mr. Buttery? Any comments from any members of the board, any public, before we turn it over to Mr. Superintendent Martin? Could you come up, sir, please?
Hey, Brett Smith.
Wait. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't realize you were going to start saying your name. I was going to tell you at that point.
I've been
Please
here
tell
enough,
your
I know.
name, your address.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes in which
Yes,
to direct any comments you might want to make to the board.
5 minutes, 53.
We haven't started yet.
All right,
Go
thanks,
ahead.
sir. Brett Smith, 601 Evergreen Street, Thibodaux, Louisiana. Board members, 4 years ago, some of y'all were running the school board. And roughly at this time, the school board, which some of y'all were on, decided to vote or interview for a new superintendent. Some of y'all were very upset that the board did this before you could get in and make your decisions as board members. I'm running for board, school board, and I feel that you guys, this is for the next term. Because you're making this decision to have a vote in the spring, which, that's fine, but why can't we push the vote in November and let the next board make the decision to put that vote into November? All right? It just feels like here we are, we've got 3 months left before a new board will come in, and Mr. Martin, I get it, you're trying to get your plan across, I get it. But I just feel that it should be the next board making this decision. A, because you're making decisions about where you're going to put money, and especially for pay. And I want to make sure there's enough funds. If I'm elected, there's enough funds there. So in 2 years, we're not having a rift because we have money in ESSA that we're paying salaries with that we don't now have because of that. So just remember back, some of you board members, how upset you were when that board made the decision to make something for the next board. I just wanted to present that because I just don't feel it's right. And I get it. I want every teacher to have a pay increase. I'm for it. But I, at least as a person who's running for the board member, at least know what's going on with this plan. I've only heard it through the grapevine. All right? And I don't think it's fair that you all throw out a vote. And again, you're putting in the spring. The public always feels like that in the spring you're hiding something because nobody goes out and votes in the spring. And that's what happened last time when we lost by 19 votes. Just my opinion, I just wanted to get it out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that opinion. Are there any other comments from the board? Yes, ma'am. Could you please come up?
I don't need to come out.
Yes, you do, ma'am. Yes, you do. And please, like everyone else, state your name and your physical address, and then you can give your comments.
Debbie Melvin, 322 Cedar Tree Drive, Thibodaux.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to ask, what election are y'all referring to? Some clarification.
We're not going to answer questions. Do you have any comments to make?
Can somebody just clarify what that says up there, what that means?
Superintendent will be
Okay,
doing that shortly.
that was my question.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
all I needed to know.
All right, thank you. Any other comments from the board?
I just have a question. I know you're probably going to tell me no, but.
Well, come on up here. Come up here like everybody else, please.
Okay, so we're all kind of shooting in the
No,
dark.
you just come up here and state your name, please, and
Jamie
your
Marble,
address.
116 Sealess Lane, Lockport, Louisiana, 70374. I agree with Brett Smith. But what I want to know is this going to be the last and only time we're going to be able to speak? Because if he's going to lay out his plan, and this was the only time for public comment, and the PDF was not uploaded onto board docs today for us to look at, because you guys only put things up 24 hours before the meeting, how fair is that to us as constituents that have children in the school system to make an effective comment? So I'm just asking, do we get to comment after he speaks? Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? All right. With that said, Mr. Superintendent, we'll adjourn. Okay, let's vote, please. And I should know.
Okay. The announcement is as follows. Notice is hereby given that at its meeting to be held on Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022 at 6 p.m. at its regular meeting place, the Parish School Board Office, Boardroom 805 East 7th Street, Thibodaux, Louisiana, the Parish School Board of the Parish of Louisiana, State of Louisiana, plans to consider adopting one or more resolutions ordering and calling elections affecting ad valorem and/or sales taxes to be held in Lafourche Parish.
Any comment? All right, if not, let's move on to the next item. And that will be memorial resolutions, and we'll start with Mrs. Elizabeth Falgo and Valerie Bourgeois.
Miss Elizabeth Falgood, she was affectionately known as Miss Betty, was hired by the Lafourche Parish School District on August 1st, 1964, as a teacher at Raceland Junior High School. Beginning with the 1996-1997 school year, Ms. Falgood was promoted as the guidance counselor at Raceland Junior High School. Ms. Falgood retired on May 31st, 2000, having served the Lafourche Parish School District for a total of 32.5 years. I have to say that Ms. Betty Falgood was one of my teachers when I was at Raceland Junior High School. Excellent English teacher, and later on became a friend. She will be dearly missed.
Thank you, Ms. Bell.
So many years ago, when I first started teaching, Ms. Falgood was finishing up her career at Raceland Junior High, and she kind of took all of the newbies under her wing, and she just kind of took care of all of us and kind of taught us how to be educators. And she just made an impression on people. She was just a good-hearted person. She was caring, and she took care of people. She is going to be really busy.
Any other comments? All right, Mrs. Cleo Barrett, Mr. Stevens.
Mrs. Cleo Barrett was hired by the Lafourche Parish School District on August 29, 1967, as a teacher at West Thibodaux Junior High School. Ms. Barrett retired on May 30th, 1992, having served our district for 30.5 years.
Thank you. Rebecca Pierce, Media Specialist. Ms. Rebecca Pierce was hired by the Lafourche Parish School District on September 27, 1974, as a paraprofessional. She left the district in May of 1976, but returned as a teacher at Gold Medal Lower Elementary for the 1981-82 school year. She was promoted to Media Specialist in August of 2004, where she remained until her retirement on May 31st, 2013. Mrs. Pierce served the Lafourche Parish School District for a total of 31.5 years.
Mr. President, I move that these resolutions be adopted by general consent and that a copy of these resolutions be recorded on a special page of our minute book.
Thank you. With no objection, let the record reflect that these resolutions were adopted. general consent and will be recorded on a special page of our minutes book. Thank you. And we'll move to the last item, 10, Superintendent's update. Superintendent Martin, do I have a motion? Do we need a motion to that effect? All right, if that's the case, then we'll let you do your update.
Mr. President, members of the board, my update tonight is the same four major topics that we've been talking about for a while, and I'll begin with facilities. Like Mr. Bezos mentioned, we're making a lot of progress, but we also keep stubbing our toe on materials. While we're starting to get bids, a lot of contractors are now moving into the area, which is phenomenal. We're seeing a lot of work being done. This roof that you saw tonight at South Lafourche, it's called Den's Deck. It's a very specific type of roof that you put on a flat roof. We're not going to get it until at least after the start of the new year. So while we've been very fortunate that we've had good weather and we've been able to isolate the leaks in the building right now, there's a major concern for not only South Lafourche High School, but all of our facilities that have temporary roofs. We put these roofs on after the storm. Many of the roofs have what's called like a shrink wrap, bubble wrap, with a phenomenal 1-year warranty on it. And 1-year warranty is closing in. And so we're having to do a lot of repairs to these temporary roofs, and we're really anxious to get the permanent roof repaired. But if you hear things happening in schools like water trickling in, it is happening, and our maintenance crew and our contractors have done a phenomenal job running that down and taking care of it. Also on the facilities front, we've got 2 schools that I continue to talk about because they continue to be quite vexing in terms of their ability to pin down what their future looks like, and that's Bayou Buff Elementary and Golden Meadow Middle School. And I'm going to start by saying the good news. The good news is that Bayou Buff Elementary kids are being serviced in a very fine school today. The old Chack Bay Elementary School still being available was a godsend. And the fact that we were able to get it up and running and get it painted, cleaned, and in top shape is a blessing. So the kids have a place to be. And frankly, that's good because they might be there for a while. The decision about Bayou Buff is going to hinge on how damaged it is. And it does not appear that it's at least 50% damaged. But when you rebuild it back, you have to build it back to code. Code means you have to put mitigation into effect. Mitigation for a building that flooded could mean a number of things. Believe it or not, it could mean waterproofing the structure to make it so that it cannot flood, as though the building itself would be impervious to water. The architect has to present that to FEMA as an option. You could build a levee around it. The architect has to present that to FEMA. You can level the building and then build a new one. We have to present that to FEMA. Or you hire these folks that go in under the slabs and elevate the building, and we have to present that to FEMA. And guess which one FEMA's going to mandate you do? You got it. So these processes have to work themselves through. All of these decisions have to be made, and the architect, Mr. Positeri, it's a good thing he doesn't have a lot of hair because it would all be pulled out. And I'm joking about this. It's frustrating, but at the same time, that is the process we're married to. And what we are determined to do is give the community of Bayou Buff, at the end of this, a school that can withstand the future, whatever it looks like, and we're going to keep a school in that community. That's the path that we're committed to, and want to make sure we don't miss an opportunity to build a better school than what exists there now. If we were to take the Lafourche Parish taxpayer dollars and just go fix the school and forego any money that FEMA would give us, we could get it done very quickly. But we would have a school that was still prone to flooding, and we would not have any access to the potentially millions of dollars that FEMA is going to give us to make the mitigations that that school needs. Golden Meadow Middle School, everything I just said, again, it's the exact same scenario. And this doesn't apply to the entire campus, right? This only applies to the campuses that were most impacted by the storm. Golden Meadow Middle School, it's the 2-story structure, not the historic front. And at Bayou Buff Elementary School, it's the 2 buildings closest to the parking lot, not the new structure in the back. And ironically enough, they knew how to build a school 118 years ago, and not the little red schoolhouse. It's like the storm never came. Right? You can go and see it.
Nothing wrong with it.
So as it relates to facilities, that's your update. All of our kids have a place to be. I wish I could tell you when the students of Golden Meadow Middle School were going to be able to return back to their campus, but right now it's more questions than answers. I would have told you confidently 6 months ago that in 2 years they'll be back, and it just keeps getting cloudier and cloudier. But again, I'm very happy with the place that we have our students now. The teachers of Golden Meadow Middle School, if you go and visit them, like the school that they're in, and they're able to service their kids and the extracurricular activities that the kids of Golden Meadow Middle School need. We still have an operational gym at Golden Meadow Middle School that they can use. So again, I don't think that they're being shortchanged on the service side, but the way we're positioned now is not the long-term solution. Staffing continues to be a concern. We do have less than 10 teacher vacancies, but it is a complete and total lack of certified teachers available to fill those vacancies that has us concerned. This is unusual for us to be in this position right now, and it's certainly not unique to Lafourche Parish. Every superintendent I speak to is speaking about these staffing challenges. Teaching and learning, the same push continues to get in classrooms and give teacher support and feedback. We've done approaching 3,000 walk-through observations throughout our districts. 2,000 teachers, our principals, are not in their offices. They're out in classrooms, and we're making a concerted effort to make sure that our kids are being exposed to the highest quality curriculums so that we can have more nights celebrating kids that score perfect leap scores like tonight. Looking ahead, I'm going to speak specifically to what was the first step tonight on a long timeline of events that this board has to do to get to a potential election in March. This is a school board election, make no mistake about it, but this is not the school board train that's driving this, right? So this is the Lafourche Parish government driving this train, specifically the parish president. And what he is attempting to do is pretty profound for all of Lafourche Parish residents. He is going to be streamlining road sales tax, drainage districts, and other ad valorem tax so that we can lower the costs that taxpayers are contributing for these services throughout the parish. It is a complex issue that's going to require a tremendous effort on his part, the parish council's part, and my part to go around the community and hold multiple town hall meetings and explain what all these moving pieces are going to result in. But at the end of the day, for our businesses and for our homeowners, it's going to mean lower taxes. And what the byproduct of these lower taxes that the parish government is going to be able to do is he's going to be able to lower sales tax rates by a percentage. We believe that percentage is going to be 0.4%. And by doing so, we can increase on the school side sales tax collections by that exact same figure, 0.4%, and generate approximately $7 million a year dedicated to teacher salaries and benefits. So it will not come at an additional cost to the vast majority of the people in Lafourche Parish. And the only people that would incur sales tax increase would be the city of Thibodaux, and it would still be at a rate lesser than our competitors in the retail business in home. And it will also come in conjunction with lower property tax rates for all citizens, including, of course, the city of Thibodaux. So I think it's very good government. I think it's very good practice. The reason for the timeline is driven by the parish government because this is largely their referendum, but we are ultimately going to be the benefactors of it if it passes. And by we, clearly I mean our classroom teachers, our custodians, our cafeteria workers, and all of the people that make what we do possible. So that's the road ahead. That's where we are, and that's my report. I certainly thank you for your support.
I appreciate that. With that said, let us look at the tentative dates. Mr. LaFont.
I just want to say publicly, I want to commend our parish president, Archie Chasson, for having the vision and to have the meetings with the assessor and with our superintendent to come up with a plan that's going to benefit our teachers in the future. And secondly, I just want to commend you and your staff, the maintenance people, for the work you're doing throughout this parish. I don't think people realize what's happening in this parish until you visit the schools and see what's happening. And what you guys have done has been remarkable. It has been remarkable.
I echo that. Thank you, Henry.
Mr. President, and again, I'll echo it as well, but I know you've been meeting a lot with the parish president. I've met with him as well, separately, for different reasons. But to see so many people working together for the same goal is the reason why you can vote 12-0 and feel good about it. It's because the end goal is to lower our taxes for our community, but in turn raise our teachers' pay. I'm sorry, but it's a no-brainer. It's easy. But what they're doing behind the scenes is not easy. It's very, very complex. They probably have guys like y'all all around them, because what they're doing is shuffling numbers around and have to present this to people to vote on. Hopefully it gets approval. Thank you.
The quicker it gets done, the quicker it gets and this particular plan will be coordinated and explained throughout the parish. In fact, we're looking at getting the superintendent, Mrs. Gasson, down to Bahia, and they'll be busy. They'll be busy as this time approaches, and of course the public will have tremendous input into what finally transpires. With that said, tentative dates of future meetings. Policy and Procedure Committee, Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Transportation Committee, Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Academic Committee, Wednesday, October 19, 2022. Insurance Committee, Wednesday, October 19, 2022. Finance Committee, Wednesday, October 19, 2022. Land and Facility Management Committee, Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Advisory Committee, Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. Regular board meeting, Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. Are there any other announcements that we need to make by this board? Let me say a few things. I want to recognize our ad hoc committee for doing the work that they are presently doing. Dr. Giat, Ms. Val, Ms. Tina, Ms. Miriam. They've spent extra time, and Marion, I always mispronounce it, but I appreciate the fact that they're doing the extra work. And basically, the purpose of the ad committee is simply to get our committees reassigned as we transition from 15 to 9. And they will be making policy changes, and we do appreciate the extra effort that they're giving this board. In addition to that, I want to make sure everyone understands that there is a fall break, October 10th and 11th. No students will be there. The in-service that was originally scheduled for that Wednesday now will be canceled because we had that meeting on Monday. Are there any other comments? Mr.
Please recognize the scouting unit that's here tonight. If you don't mind.
Yes, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Duplain. Please, sir.
Can you introduce yourselves?
Thank you, Mr. Duplain.
I am Kurt Trey from Troop 3. This is my troop. I'm a senior leader. We came here to German Communications Grant Badge was to attend the council meeting. Thought this would be a great opportunity, seeing it as being cool as one of our scouts. Was recognized first in activities.
Could you introduce each of these? Could you introduce each one of your members, please? Introduce each one of these young people.
We have Ryzen.
All right, keep on down the line. They don't have to talk. We just want to recognize them. That's it.
Terry, my brother. We have Rock.
There you go. And your troop leader, please.
My dad.
As you may not be aware, a scout in a troop, the actual senior patrol leader leads the meetings and leads the boys as a show of leadership. So adults try to sit back and let them run this show as much as we do. So Corner's actually our senior patrol leader. He's currently going for his Eagle Scout, and he has about 4 months to complete that project, or that whole merit badge and everything else that goes along with it. And it's been a culmination of many years, 8 to 10 years of him trying to get to that point, from being a Cub Scout all the way to being a Boy Scout. And he turns 18 in January, and the time is ticking. So I have a lot to do. And he's taking on all this. He's a senior at Southern Bush.
Very good. Thank you for that, being able to recognize these fine gentlemen. Any other comments? With that said, this meeting is concluded. Thank you.